Be Me 24. Head of Women's Empowerment Coalition in NYC, been leading feminist movement for 12 years. Speak at universities nationwide. Run organization with 50K members. Regular CNN and MSNBC appearances. My life's work exposing male privilege and toxic masculinity. Recently launched modern dating reality check campaign. Goal: educate women about manipulative male dating tactics. Campaign goes viral. Dating reality check, trending on Twitter. Thousands of women sharing horror stories about men. Bad dates. Ghosting. Love bombing. Émotionnelle manipulation. Everything confirms what I've been preaching for years. Men are predators who see women as objects to conquer. Decide to take campaign to next level. Host live town hall. Women speak truth about modern dating. Rent 500-seat auditorium in Manhattan. Expect it to fill with supporters. Plan to have women share stories. Validate their experiences. Maybe get some media coverage. Boost our movement. Week before event, start getting weird messages. Men asking if they can attend to share their perspective. Initial reaction: absolutely not. This isn't about them. This is safe space for women to process their trauma. But legal advisor says we can't legally exclude by gender. Compromise. Allow men to attend, but not speak during main event. They can submit written questions for Q&A portion. Figure most won't show up anyway. This will be 95% women telling truth about male behavior. Perfect opportunity to expose dating culture's toxicity. Night of event. Arrive early to prep. Expecting room full of empowered women ready to share stories. Instead, see something that stops me cold. Audience is maybe 60% women, 40% men. Way more men than anticipated. Men aren't what I expected either. Not aggressive to drows or obvious misogynists. Quiet. Well-dressed. Sitting politely with notebooks. Many look nervous. Some seem sad. This doesn't fit my mental model at all. Start event as planned. Women sharing, dating, horror stories. Sarah. Architio. He seemed perfect for 3 months. Then became controlling. Jessica, 32. Love bombed me with expensive gifts, then ghosted. Maria, 26, pretended to want relationship, but only wanted sex. Audience nods sympathetically. Exactly what I expected. Notice something odd, though. Several men in audience taking notes, but not smugly. They looked genuinely concerned, even upset. One guy in front row looks like he's about to cry. During break, he approaches microphone. Excuse me. I know I'm not supposed to speak. But he's shaking. Voice barely audible. Security starts moving toward him. I wave them off. Something about his demeanor makes me want to hear this. I'm sorry that happened to these women. That's terrible. But I've been trying to date for 8 years. And he breaks down crying in front of 500 people. I just want someone to love me and I don't know how. Room goes completely silent. He continues, through tears. I've never love-bombed anyone. Never been controlling. I've been on maybe 20 dates in 8 years. All ended in rejection. I'm not a predator. I'm just lonely. Why does everyone assume I'm a monster? Sits down. Puts head in hands. Room is stunned. This wasn't in the script. I'm supposed to shut this down. Refocus on women's experiences. But something about his raw honesty hits different. Other men in audience nodding. Some wiping eyes. Even some women look moved by his vulnerability. Decide to break protocol. Would other men like to share? My staff looks horrified. This isn't what we planned. But hands start going up around the room. More men than I expected want to speak. Against my better judgment, I start calling on them. Marcus. Sanchi. Software engineer. I've been rejected 47 times in 2 years. Not because I was creepy. Or manipulative. Just wasn't tall enough. Rich enough. Exciting enough. I keep spreadsheet to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Shows phone with detailed dating analytics. David. Arshaba, teacher, I make 45K helping kids with special needs. Women say they want sensitive, counting men, but they all date finance bros who treat them badly. I'm apparently too nice. Whatever that means. Voice cracks. I just want to build something with someone. James. Senchawu. Divorced father. Ex-wife left me for her personal trainer. I worked 6 0-hour weeks to pay for how she wanted. Not for bad behavior, but for not being perfect enough. The vulnerability is unlike anything I expected. Alex. Archaluk. Paramedic. I save lives for living. Volunteer at homeless shelter, but I'm Lime Point Tubinin. So, women swipe left immediately. Height requirement eliminates me from 90% of dating pool. How is that different from discrimination? Room murmurs. Some women look uncomfortable. Carlos. Senchusan. Nurse. I'm bilingual. Close with my family. Love to cook. But I don't have six-pack abs or perfect jawline. Dating apps are looks-based. Personality doesn't matter. I've given up. Focus on helping patients instead. Several women in audience are crying now. Start realizing I may have gotten this completely wrong. These men aren't the enemy I've been fighting. They're casualties of dating culture. I helped create my messaging about raising standards. Maybe went too far. Created impossibly high bars that crush good men. Women start responding differently than expected. Lisa Tikapulutua. I never thought about height requirements as discrimination. Sarah 28. Maybe I have been too picky about salary requirements. Even my most hardcore feminist allies look shaken. The male vulnerability is changing the room's energy. Mike. Arshityo. Accountant. Shares something devastating. My friend Tyler killed himself last month. Left notes saying no woman would ever love him. He was a good guy. Just not 6'2" inches with model looks. We all chipped in for therapy. Didn't help. Dead silence in auditorium. He continues. Tyler read articles about toxic masculinity. Thought his loneliness was evidence he was a bad person. That wanting love made him predator. He died, believing women were right to reject him. Several audience members openly sobbing now. This hits me like freight train. My movement has been telling men their desires are toxic. That loneliness is entitlement. That they need to do better. But what if some men are doing everything right and still being rejected for things they can't control? Robert. Susher. Electrician. Approaches Mike. I make good money on my home. No debt. But I didn't go to college. Work with my hands. Educated women won't date. Blue-collar men, even though I'm more stable than guys with degrees. Nods from several men. Uncomfortable shifting from women. He adds, my dad supported family of 5 as plumber. Was respected for providing and being faithful husband. Now, same work makes me undateable trash. Society moved goalposts, but didn't tell us where. This resonates with older men and audience. Start seeing pattern I never noticed before. Society changed expectations for men dramatically, but didn't provide roadmap for adaptation. Traditional masculine roles devalued overnight. New expectations, often contradictory and impossible. Kevin 27 social worker. I help abused kids. Chose career to make difference. But women want men who make 100K plus. I make 38K, helping society's most vulnerable. Apparently, being good person isn't enough anymore. Even feminist allies and audience look troubled. The honesty is devastating and eye-opening. These aren't entitled men demanding sex from women. They're humans sharing genuine pain about rejection. Many have internalized that they deserve loneliness. That their basic desire for companionship is somehow wrong. During break, approach several men privately. Want to understand their experiences better. Tom Sanchez shows me his dating app statistics. Greater than 2. 847 right swipes. 23 matches. 8 conversations. 2 dates. Spent $1. 200 on premium features over 6 months. Both dates ended in no chemistry. Rejection. He's not bitter. Just mathematically analyzing failure. I've optimized everything. Photos. Bio. Conversation style. Still, bottom 10% success rate on every platform. Starting to think I'm just genetic dead end. Shows me spreadsheet tracking variables and outcomes. Another man. Brian. Censure. Shares. Therapy notes. Working with counselor on dating confidence. But therapist keeps asking what he's doing wrong. Assumes his lack of success must be character flaw. Even mental health system blames men for market dynamics. These conversations shatter my preconceptions. I expected to find toxic masculinity and entitlement. Instead, finding trauma responses to systematic rejection, men who've internalized they're fundamentally flawed because society offers no other explanation for their struggles. Second half of event, completely different energy. Women and men actually talking to each other, not past each other, like usual gender war debates. Vulnerability, creating bridge, I never thought possible. My prepared talking points seem irrelevant now. Jennifer, 30, admits, I've been holding impossible standards. Wanted man who makes 150K 6'2 inches perfect jawline. But I make 65K, and I'm 5'4 inches with student debt. Maybe I need to examine my own expectations. Other women nod. Some look ashamed. Rachel. Censure Wu. Shares. I ghosted Guy because he was shorter than me. He was kind. Funny. Had great job. Loved his family. But I was embarrassed what friends would think. Now I'm 35 and alone. Maybe height didn't matter. Several women relate to this experience. Start seeing how social media amplified unrealistic expectations. Instagram culture of constant comparison and upgrading. Dating apps gamifying human connection. Feminist messaging that settling is betraying yourself. Perfect storm creating impossible standards for everyone. Monica. Arshaba. Marketing manager. I've been on 200 plus first dates in 3 years. Always looking for someone better. More exciting. Rejected guys for wearing wrong shoes or mispronouncing words. Now I realize I was treating humans like shopping catalog. Audience murmurs recognition. The male stories keep coming. Each one more heartbreaking. Men who haven't been hugged in years. Guys who work 2 jobs but aren't ambitious enough. Fathers who can't get dates because they have kids. Veterans with PTSD told to work on themselves more. Jason. Censure R. Military veteran served 3 tours overseas. Have some PTSD symptoms. Women say they support troops but won't date damaged goods. I'm in therapy managing symptoms well. But mental health struggles make me undateable. Veterans and audience nod grimly. Start understanding how impossible the expectations became. Men must be confident but not arrogant. Successful but not materialistic. Sensitive but not emotional. Ambitious but available. Traditional provider but progressive feminist. Perfect storm of contradictory demands. Dr. Peterson. Relationship therapist. Asks to speak. I've been counseling couples for 20 years. Divorce rate is 50% but 70% initiated by women. Most common reason I wasn't happy or deserved more, not abuse. Addiction. Or infidelity. Just dissatisfaction. This statistic shocks even me. He continues. Social media convinced women they deserve perfect partners. But perfect partners don't exist. Only real humans with flaws. Men are giving up because standards became impossible. Creating generation of permanently single people. Uncomfortable truth that resonates with many. Event supposed to end at 900 p.m. It's now 1030. Nobody wants to leave. Conversations continuing organically. Men and women actually connecting. Sharing real experiences. Not the male-bashing session I planned, something more healing and honest. Final speaker is Maria Sanchersen, therapist specializing in male suicide. Male suicide rate 4x higher than women's. Biggest factor: social isolation and romantic rejection. Society tells men their loneliness is toxic masculinity. But loneliness is human condition, not character flaw. She shows statistics that floor everyone. 60% of young men report chronic loneliness. Many haven't had physical affection in years. Dating apps destroyed self-esteem of entire generation. We're seeing epidemic of male despair. Room goes dead silent. I've had 3 clients attempt suicide this month. All cited dating rejection as primary factor. These weren't bad men, just lonely humans. Society failed them, then blamed them for struggling. Several men crying. Women looking devastated. Realize my life's work may have contributed to this crisis. Telling women to have impossible standards. Demonizing men's natural desires for connection. Creating culture where male loneliness is moral failing. Instead of addressing systematic market dysfunction, after event, stay until midnight talking with attendees. Men thanking me for letting them speak. Women saying they never considered male perspective. Both sides expressing desire for more dialogue. Everyone seems exhausted but hopeful. Drive home at 1:00 a.m. Processing what just happened. Everything I believed about dating culture was wrong. Men aren't privileged predators drowning in options. They're struggling humans facing systematic rejection while being told their pain doesn't matter. Look at dating market with fresh eyes. Apps create false scarcity for men, false abundance for women. Social media promotes unrealistic standards. Feminist messaging went from equality to female supremacy. Created system where nobody gets what they need. Spend weeks researching what I learned that night. Data confirms everything men shared. Average guy gets 1 to 2 matches per week. Women rate 80% of men as below average attractiveness, height, income. Education requirements eliminate 90% of men, good men, giving up entirely, going overseas, or staying single. Realize I have choice. Double down on ideology, or admit truth. My organization expects me to dismiss male experiences, label tonight as manipulation and derailing, but I can't unsee what I witnessed. Those men's pain was real and deserved acknowledgement. Start writing new book. The dating crisis nobody talks about. Document how impossible standards are destroying relationships, how feminism overcorrected from equality to elimination, why good men are giving up on American women, how we can build something better together. Feminist allies turn on me immediately. Called traitor male. Identified? Bake May. Speaking engagements canceled. Funding pulled. Social media following drops from 200K to 50K, but I can't go back to promoting delusions. Book gets published despite industry resistance. Sales modest, but impact huge. Men sharing it widely. Grateful for acknowledgement. Women having honest conversations about standards. Couples reuniting after years apart. Best feedback comes from reformed stories. Woman who contacted ex, she rejected for being boring. Now married with kids, says he was perfect all along. Man who almost killed himself now in healthy relationship. After woman lowered impossible height requirements, starts speaking at different venues. Men's mental health conferences. Relationship seminars. Audiences hungry for honest dialogue about dating instead of endless gender war blame cycles. People want solutions, not more division. Town hall that night changed everything I believed about men, women, dating, and human nature. Learned that behind every bitter comment or withdrawal is usually just someone who got tired of being rejected for things they couldn't control. Men's honest feedback floored me completely, not because it was angry or entitled, but because it was vulnerable and heartbreaking. They just wanted basic human connection in a world that told them they didn't deserve it. Biggest surprise? Most men aren't asking for much. not expecting perfect tins or submissive servants. Just want partner who accepts them as human beings, someone who sees past height, income, Instagram, followers to the actual person underneath. Modern dating, broken because we forgot basic truth. Everyone deserves love, regardless of their flaws. Standards should be about character, not metrics. Connection matters more than perfection. Love requires seeing past surface to soul. If women wonder where good men went, they didn't disappear. They just stopped trying after years of rejection for unchangeable traits, many protecting mental health by avoiding dating. Can't blame them for rational response to a rational market. Solution isn't to blame either gender more. It's to rebuild dating culture on realistic expectations where good humans can find each other without meeting impossible checklists based on empathy instead of entitlement. That town hall taught me most important lesson when you actually listen to people's experiences instead of dismissing them for political reasons. You discover shared humanity underneath division, and maybe possibility of healing instead of harm. Men's honest feedback changed my life completely. Showed me pain I'd been blind to for years. Made me question everything I thought I knew about gender, dating, and what really matters. Sometimes, being wrong is gift that saves your soul. 6 months later, hosting follow-up event, building bridges. Honest dating dialogue. Part 2. This time it's 50 over 50 men and women planned that way. Much smaller venue but deeper conversations. Several couples who met at first event attending together. Sarah, from original event, brings update. Started dating quiet accountant she met that night. Says he's most caring partner she's ever had. They're moving in together next month. Credits male vulnerability for opening her heart. Marcus, the crying software engineer, has girlfriend now. Met through hiking group, not dating apps. She's 5'8" inches, and he's 5'6" inches. But she doesn't care. Says his emotional intelligence attracted her. Planning to propose next year. Most touching story comes from Tyler's friend Mike, the one who shared about his friend's suicide. He's become suicide prevention advocate. Started nonprofit, Men's Mental Health Matters. Has prevented 12 suicide attempts in 6 months. Shows photo of Tyler at podium. This is who we're fighting for. All the quiet good men who gave up hope. Tyler can't be saved. But others can. Every life we save honors his memory. New research I've been conducting shows the scope. Dating apps report 70% male user base, but only top 10% of men get meaningful matches. Remaining 60% compete for scraps. Most eventually delete apps and give up. Mental health statistics even more alarming. Emergency room visits for male suicide attempts up 300%. Ages 18 to 35, hit hardest by dating culture collapse. Therapists report overflow of lonely men seeking help. Many can't afford treatment. Suffer in silence.